Thank you for joining today's PDC. Today's topic is nothing new. The reason I decided to do this is because it's a reminder. A lot of you have joined us over the last year or a couple of years, and somewhere we feel like whether we are really making the most out of this or not, and maybe not all of you are realizing the value of this one-to-one meeting. So let me just share my screen quickly. Your manager, I think every quarter, every 3-4 months, they do send out this reminder of what one-to-one is and why it's important for you to join and what you should do, how you prepare, so that you guys are more aware of it and you give it more attention. There are some slides at the end. I'll tell you how SJI is also making the managers accountable for it. But a lot of the times, it's also the fact that a lot of you guys don't join your one-on-ones because you feel like this is just a waste or I don't have time. So this is a reminder session that why you should join your one-to-one meetings and why it's important. It's not just another meeting. One-to-one is specifically for you. This is your time, right? And why you should have this one-to-one, because we are now a company of around 150 people. And many of you, one manager has like 20 people, 15 people reporting to them. Some of you don't even get to speak to maybe others that much, but you can't express a lot of the things that you're going through. So one-to-one is your time. What are you thinking? What is it that you want to do? Sometimes you might be unhappy about something, but you're not, if you don't share it, because these things you probably won't share in a group session when you're having Scrum or WIG or even team meetings, because these are things you don't share in team meetings. So one-to-one is where you're supposed to have that relationship with your manager, where you're able to freely express anything and everything you have. Now, some of you may think one-to-one is only for my career development, and this is it. So sometimes you don't want to join. Or some of you may feel one-to-one is about, oh, my manager is going to make me accountable, or they're going to ask me about something, or they're going to just tell me some bad feedback about me. These are misconceptions. So all these points are not invalid. They are valid, but these are not the main focus. All of these points are part of it. The main point of it is building that trust with your one-to-one manager first. And you don't have to start the one-to-one meeting always with a project update or my career development update. You can just talk about even other things. Initially, it's difficult, especially those who join and you start your one-to-one. You might not understand what should you be talking about. You don't have agenda. That's why you decide you don't want to join. But think of it that way. You don't have to always go to your one-to-one meeting with a big, complicated, and sophisticated agenda. It could just be about how you're doing today, something that the weekend you went somewhere, you saw something. This is how you start the initial conversation, even for managers who have joined to them, for them as well, a reminder. Don't expect team members to come in with a really formal plan of what they want to do. Initial few sessions spend on just talking to each other, getting to know each other. Share something about yourself. Just that building up that relationship is very important, because you can't just come in and share something about you to someone who you don't have enough trust, whom you don't have enough belief or faith to share something about yourself. So initial stage would be that you talk to each other about other things, maybe your hobbies, you enjoy doing something, or your family, you want to share something. This is the way you initially create that bond. You talk to each other. Once that is established, then you can bring in other topics. Remember, and I'm not going to read through the slides, guys, because you have seen these slides. This is nothing new. You know all this. I just want to give you a reminder of why you should not miss your one-on-ones. Sometimes even at workplace, something might be bothering you, but you are hesitant. You don't want to say to your colleague who's done something. One-to-one manager is the person. And another reminder, one-to-one meetings are confidential. That means whatever you discuss stays in there. It's not something that, that is, discussed openly in public. Yes, if there are issues that needs to be resolved, this is when the manager will take it further, but always maintaining confidentiality as much as possible. So it's never that in a group session is discussed, oh, so-and-so said this. It's always there has been an issue we need to resolve. These are the things we need to resolve. So these points you shouldn't worry about, me saying something on my one-on-one is going to be public. I shouldn't say anything. One-to-one meeting is where, yes, of course, you discuss about your plans. What do you wish to do? Even if it's something you plan, you're not going to stay with SGI, you have other plans, you want to go somewhere, share it with your manager. It's not necessary that just because you shared it, your manager is not going to be against you or do something negative towards you. It won't be anything like that. But what it will do is, you never know, the manager might help you in many ways, and also gives the manager the time to also prepare for your replacement. So I know it's a very off topic, I'm talking about leaving and stuff, but these are also part of one-on-one. If you're seeing that you're not getting the growth you need, if you see that you're not enjoying the work you are doing and it is affecting you, your productivity, discuss this. The manager gives you his undivided or her undivided attention at one-to-one meetings. Group settings, obviously, not everybody listens to everything. But when it's your one-to-one, this is your opportunity where your manager is giving you that undivided attention, talking to you, asking you questions, listening to you. So you should not hesitate to come into this meeting, and you should be discussing. And yes, you need to come prepared. At least one or two topics you need to bring. As I said, it doesn't always have to be a sophisticated topic. It doesn't have to be or something really fancy, or it's going to be about my career, it's going to be about my feedback or this and that. All these are part of it. But if you don't want to talk about those, if you just want to have a conversation because something is affecting you, come with that topic. Okay, make sure that you join the meeting. Now, if it's your one-to-one manager not contacting you, you reach out. This is your one-to-one. Managers, we make them accountable. I'll go through that. But each one of you also have that responsibility, because at the end of the day, if you don't do your one-to-one, it's not the manager's loss, but your loss, because you are disconnected. Yeah. Right? If you don't talk to what do you want to do, your plan, your career growth, your any issue, sometimes it's not even work issue. Sometimes it's something outside, but we are human beings. It affects us at work. But if nobody is aware, what do we look at? We are looking at your productivity. We are saying, oh, the Vanjan is doing a poor job. So because we don't know what's going on with you. But whereas versus if we know something is going on, your one-to-one manager is aware of it, then they will be backing you up. They will ensure that they give you that chance, that opportunity to get through whatever you're going through. So it's very important. So that's why I said, if you're not your manager, you should reach out. And most of you that I take welcome call with, I say that to you. If it's your manager not contacting you, you reach out. You tell them, you're missing my one-to-one. But some of you also don't want to join because you feel like I have nothing to say. This is the misconception, that I have nothing to say. You talk about the weather, anything. Stop formalizing one-to-one in something that you always have to have a complicated, a very meaningful topic. Once you start talking, this will come along. But the initial hesitation you have to remove by joining this call. Okay. So again, the reason I really don't want to go through this presentation, because as I said, I did not put this together new. This is already available. You guys have seen it. It's just a reminder. So preparing for one-on-one. Once this meeting is scheduled, dedicate time. So please join it. Most of you have once a month. I know you guys are busy. A lot of you have a lot of projects you're working on. Half an hour, even if it's 15 minutes, but join the call. If it's scheduled on your calendar, I hope all of you have a habit of checking your calendar every morning to see what meetings you have. I've also had in the past where people did not join. Why? Because they did not know they have a one-to-one meeting because they didn't check their calendar. So make sure you check your calendar every morning. And especially if it's your one-to-one meeting, you should be well aware of when you have your one-to-one meeting. If it's once a month, if it's once every 2 weeks. But dedicate that time. This is your time. Lot of people, I can tell you, have left us with lot of misunderstanding because they did not join their one-to-one meetings. They created misconception about lot of things, which led them to then leave. And not everybody left because they found a better, fancier job. A lot of people just left out of frustration, which could have easily been resolved if they had joined their one-to-one meetings, if they had given the manager a chance to solve it for them. So this is why a lot of people get left out. They may have one really good skill set, but they are not really getting that opportunity to showcase that for themselves. Why? Because no one else knows about it. You're just doing your regular work. You don't go to your one-to-one. You don't discuss. Your manager doesn't know that you are also good at this part. So this is time you missing it means you are also putting yourself at a disadvantage. So as I said, I don't really want to go through slides one by one, but this is again just a reminder. Another point here is about understanding of goals. You can discuss about goals. That's another thing. A lot of the times we do fail because we don't discuss. We set the goals, but progress we are not discussing. These are personal goals I'm talking about. I know company goals, we talk about our meetings and stuff, week meetings and stuff, but a lot of your own personal goals, sometimes you decide that I want to take up this course, I want to learn this, I want to set this as a goal. But if you don't discuss this, that means there is no accountability. That means you're not really paying attention to it. But when you know that somebody is going to ask you about it, that's when you also, pay more attention. You actually work towards it. It's like simple example. When you set in many places, I don't know if you guys, some of you probably have read where you see when you're setting a goal, especially weight loss is a very generic example I can use. A lot of people in the world always set that type of goal. When you set a goal like I want to lose weight, but if it's just on you, you are probably motivated for a week, but then the motivation goes down, is gone. But if you pick a partner, accountability partner, who is going to ask you, who is going to tell you to get up, go for the walk, who's going to ask you, did you do this or not? You're more likely to continue with your goal and achieve it. So if you one-to-one manager is your accountability partner also. If you discuss these goals, if you know that your manager is going to ask, you're probably also going to remember to put some time for your goal, for your learning. Okay. So again, it's another point, important point of one-to-one is giving and getting feedback. You should be asking to your manager, what feedback do you have for me? Similarly, if you have feedback about the manager, something he or she not doing that you expect from them, let them know. Don't worry about it. I know a lot of you guys hesitate. You feel like if I tell him something or her something, they won't like it, then they might not give me this work or they might not give me this opportunity. The first thing, guys, SJI is culture. And all of you should be well aware how our culture is or what our culture is. That means you should not ever feel that someone will go against you because you gave them a feedback. Yes, people don't like hearing negative things. That's a human nature. I don't think anyone here can say to me, oh, I enjoy getting a negative feedback. Nobody likes it, but it doesn't mean you have to stop giving or you have to stop accepting it. Yes, everybody initial 5 seconds or 30 seconds will be, I don't like that, something negative about me. But the maturity is, or with people with experience, what happens is they learn that there's a reason why this is given, and this is an opportunity for me to improve myself. Or I am lacking in this area. This is why this person is giving me the feedback. So both ways, when you get a feedback, don't think of it as like, this is the end of the world. I'm the worst person. I can't believe somebody said this about me. Think of it as an opportunity for me to grow and improve myself. This is an area where I am not as good as I thought I am. So take it that similarly, give feedback to your manager. If your manager is failing you, if there's no point you talking to another colleague and complaining about it, tell the manager directly, you're not doing what I'm expecting from you. I'm not getting the support I need from you. I want you to help me in this manner. Tell them, this is why the one-to-one meeting. These things you cannot discuss anywhere else but the one-to-one meeting, okay? Again, these are just basic points to remember. Manager also want to know what's happening. Sometimes managers feel like they are failing you. They are not able to add value to you because you're not telling them anything. You're not talking to them. So please talk to them. Please join your one-to-one. Chase after your one-to-one manager if they are not attending. But if you think you can avoid it, this is where you are harming yourself by not attending, okay? And again, as I said already, I don't want to just go through these points and read through. You can go back and read through these points. It's available, okay? But important thing is making a habit of attending your one-to-one, no matter how busy you are. If it's today you are not able to do, tell your manager to please reschedule. Remember, managers are also busy. It happens to me that sometimes I have no other slots available for the week to reschedule it. So do try to attend your one-to-one, unless, of course, there's some real emergency where you can't. Then look for a place. Be a little bit more flexible. Ask your manager if they can even join a little later once you're done with something. Then if you can attend that call later on in the evening or something. But no, don't miss it. Make it into a habit of attending your one-on-ones, okay? The things I wanted to share with you is you're probably wondering, why are we monitoring this or not? So I wanted to share these with you. So to tell you that we do monitor. Every one of us that do one-on-ones, we have this sheet we need to fill out. And every beginning of every month, we go in and we actually have to write down how many one-on-ones we have scheduled for this month. And every Friday, we have to go and update how many we conducted, and who the person is, we put the name down. And in the comments, we also had a comment in that box if we missed any. So that way we can see the reason of missing it. Now, if it's the manager's fault, if the manager writes that I was busy, I couldn't attend, I could not go, we make that manager accountable. But a lot of the time, the reasoning is being, you guys don't, the person having the one-to-one, they don't join. They always have reasons, excuses. So this is where I wanted to take this session to make you guys also accountable for this, that you're missing it, you are losing out. So it's not that we don't care about, we just put this one-on-one up, but we are not checking. We do check, and we are accountable. All managers are accountable to make sure we are updating this. There's a report also gets generated end of every month, which shows us that with how many one-to-ones, how many people we have, how many one-to-ones we have planned for the month, how many we have achieved. So it's no good if I have 10 people and if I just do 2 and I think I have achieved. We have to make sure that if I have 10 people, I have at least 10 meetings for the month. And how many of that I have achieved, we are measuring. Managers have been given target to improve on these numbers. So managers are being made accountable for the one-on-ones. So you guys now need to make sure you're helping them out. You're attending your one-to-ones. You're not missing them. Because ultimately, as I said, it's not manager's loss, but your loss, because you are not getting that attention, that time to discuss even your anything you have, project issues, your team issues, your career growth issues, personal life issues. Lot of things you are going through, but you're not discussing. You're frustrating yourself. You are getting your productivity is going down. Ultimately, it's becoming a very negative image of you. So please, again, do attend your one-to-one. This is a very important meeting, and I don't want any of you to think if you skip it, it's good, it's okay, it's good for me. And similarly, if it's your manager that's not giving you time, each one of you, please go make your manager accountable. Okay, so that's all I have for today. I tried to keep it short, but I know I can speak a lot sometimes, so I've been going on. The slides are nothing new. You can go and check them anytime. And these slides do get shared by your one-to-one manager every other month, or I think every 5-6 months, they do share it. They send it on the email. This is one of the tasks given to the manager, to send out email reminding about this. So please do not miss your one-to-one. Please do your best to attend the one-to-ones. Thank you.